Welcome back, everyone. Miranda Pitrone here, and we are going to paint one of the river stones I found the other evening today, and I've got my background all set to go. But if you are new to this and have not done it before, you can always create a background on your stone with measuring your stone to get the center approximately of where your stone's center would be, and then get just a little dollar store compass, put it in the center, and make a circle as big as you possibly can to get a decent background on it. Or if it's a stone that you're not totally enamored with, you can always just paint the whole stone black to give it a base coat to work on. But this is what I'll be using today. Plus, having the circle also kind of helps dictate the size of your mandala design. So I think today is another type of sand and sea turquoise day, which is the colors that I've just had on my brain again. So I'm gonna do a little dot swipe mandala here today on this stone, and we'll start with the center dot being white. I'll be using my brushes tonight, and you can follow along using dot tools. That's not a problem. It just depends on what kind of tools you're used to. So, okay, so then if you want to find the center of your background, mine is 3.5 on the nose. So that means, what is that, about 1.75 around there. And then I just usually check it two ways just to be sure that I'm where I want it to be. There. So that's going to be where I put down my center. All right. And these are just the DecoArt paints that I'm using this evening. And this one is white. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and begin my mandala design. I think for this one we'll do the 8. Just for the start. Okay, and I have a nice turquoise here for the next round of dots. And we're just going to place those in between the white dots that we just put down. And I'm just going to move a little quickly this evening. I have other videos that are for beginning mandalas, but I just want to get this sweet little stone done while I have my free time for a minute and the boys napping. Okay, I'm going to go with the Rich Espresso now from their metallic lines at DecoArt. Alright, so it kind of gives that sandy feel with the glitters and the golden metallics, and we're going to alternate with those for this stone. Alright, so this is what I get for being in a rush. I just rinsed my brush and splashed water all over this and ruined a couple of the dots here. But I'm just going to take this opportunity for those of you who have not seen how to fix a mistake with a background, to show how you can kind of fix that problem. I might have to get rid of that blue dot too, I don't know. We'll see here. So what I did was scrape the metallic paint off and wait for it to dry a little bit, and now I'm taking black, just going over where that paint decided to run off with the color of my background, which just happens to be black here. And I think we can keep the blue dot. And then I just need to let that dry. But that's what I get for being in a rush. Get excited sometimes when I'm painting. Plus, with doing the Instagram videos that I've been doing lately with the sped up time lapse, it's kind of like instant gratification because the video has to be less than a minute, so you see the whole piece created in less than a minute. It's like, whoa, I wish I could paint that fast. But also have to remember to enjoy the journey. So taking time to be calm and be patient and paint the dots is a much better direction to head in rather than getting sucked into the speedy world. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll go from there. Actually, while this is drying, I'm just going to take the opportunity to talk about my art community on Patreon. I will be doing a giveaway for each month to my subscribers, and this month is going to be one of these brushes, and also a sponge brush that I use for varnish and backgrounds, and then your own little mini canvas to do one of your mandalas on, like these, just a mini stretched canvas, black. So it's just like a fun little starter pack to say thank you to the subscribers of my Patreon community. I will leave a link in the description of this video so you can check it out for yourselves if you are not already in my art community. Feel free to check it out. There are different tiers which get different rewards and different benefits, and it's super fun. So, while the paint is drying, I figured I would take the opportunity to say that. Also, I am on Instagram if you're just looking to see like those quick videos I was talking about, or some of the other art that I've created throughout my time on there. Most of them are posted there. So I'm there, and I'm also on Facebook. I have an art page at P4 Miranda Pitrone, and I would love to see you on there. So come on, paint dry. One of the things I love about all this is being able to interact with others and people who love art, people who are just stopping by, people who have never seen dot art and are just checking it out for the first time, people who are getting addicted to it and really well developed in their skills, also sharing ideas with other people. That's been great. So I'm really appreciative of the community, especially on YouTube here, which you all are great at support and feedback and, you know, just helpful hints on things, and it's been great. I'm really thankful for you all. Okay, so it's pretty much dry. I'm going to put my metallic dots back on there. Like that. And then the next color I have is a light mocha, which is kind of just looks like vanilla. And I'm just going to do some little dots in between those metallic ones. I forgot one. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to use this really light spa blue. And let's see if we can fit, I'll do 3 dots. So 1 above the light mocha we just did, and 2 off to either side of it, I think. So 1 above, and then 2 on either side. I think we can fit that all the way around. The stone's a little bumpy in places here, but that's okay. It just adds to the adventure. We'll make it work. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do with this is start an offshoot of a different design where we're not using the 8. I'm going to cut it in half. And square it up a little, I think. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so through my videos you'll hear I try to just kind of talk out my thought process, because a lot of people ask how I come up with my designs, but really most of the time I just start off with a color scheme in my head that I've been obsessing or couldn't sleep about. It's in my brain, or I saw that I really enjoyed somewhere. Or even if I've gotten stuck, I've gone on the Pantone color for fashion or color of the year palettes, just to kind of check them out and see what jumps out at me, whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So I was feeling sand and sea, which I am kind of obsessed with the ocean and rocks, if you didn't already know. So the sand and sea, turquoise, golds, that type of theme is gonna be what this one goes as, but I talk the process out just so you can see. I don't have a plan, it's not drawn. I just start in the center and work my way out from there. So hopefully that answers the question. Sometimes I do draw designs on, or recently I just did one of a flower that's been circulating around quite a bit online for years now, that I created a while back. And I do sketch out the flower petals because that makes it a little easier. But most of the times with the mandalas, I just kind of start in the center and see where the stone takes me, or canvas, whatever the size is, kind of will dictate what size we can add in there, and we'll just see where it goes. So for this one, though, like continuing on with the sand and sea theme, I'm wondering if we should alternate, just like we did in the center, with a sandy color, then a watercolor, a sandy color, a watercolor, which I think is kind of what I want to do. Yep, but we'll start with a watercolor first, I guess. So I'm going to start with this Key West, which is like a super light turquoise, but we're only going to do 4 of them, just kind of in the quads that I just drew. So I'm going to do one here, and then make like our plus sign, you know, one above, below, next to each other, right, left, at your 90-degree angles. So the bumps in this stone are posing an interesting challenge for me tonight. There we go. The dots don't want to stay in a circle, but there are ways too, if you have lots of divots, if you can't get a flat stone, that you can put gesso, I'm not sure how you say it, Gesso, in the divots, or there's some kind of putties and plaster sealers that you can put on and sand them down to kind of help even out your stone if you're really having trouble with stones, finding stones that are flat. But I know a lot of people sell them on Etsy too, and had a lot of people ask me to send them ones from here, which I'm debating to start doing, so let me know if that would be something you would be interested in. Now that my Etsy shop is back open, I could do that. Alright, so we have this turquoise, Key West drying. And just for full disclosure, I do in the videos let the dots dry so they don't bleed into one another, so you can't tell sometimes that I'm pausing, but I do pause and let them dry. Alright, so the edges have started to dry enough now that I can start on the next round. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that white mocha that we had and just start above it and just do kind of a half, not even a circle, but just a line of dots down to the next trio of the spa blues. So the light mocha, just do little dots, working the way down to the trio of spa blue. And this is going to start to create a type of spiral effect for us. And also, it gives you a little bit of negative space on the piece in between. Like that. Alright, so the next we would want one of our sandy colors. I'm going to go with a cocoa. And I'm going to do a larger dot on the 4 around here that we just did. Alright, now I'll do some smaller dots in the DecoArt turquoise, starting at the top of that brown one. And we're going to work it down to the same area that we have the other dots going to. So it's going to be a little steeper of an angle, but still going down to the trio of the spa blues. Alright, so next is a dark turquoise, and it's going to be a big dot on our quads. I'm going to go back to that cocoa color that we made the larger dot with for the little dots to go down and around here. So we just kind of keep carrying that sand and sea theme on through. So we're back to the sand. And again, this is going to be a steeper slope of dots, but still going back down to that trio. Alright, so I'm going to go back to that dark turquoise that we used from the start. Nope, I'm going out of order. I'm going to go to the metallic espresso that we used in the beginning to do a larger dot here. Sand, sea, sand, sea. And then after that it'll be a dot of the turquoise. That'll probably bring us to the end of our border here. So grab that metallic here. And do a nice big shiny, I almost said juicy, a nice big shiny dot here. Alright, we'll let that dry. I'm gonna grab that dark turquoise that we used for this dot to toss it up here. And we'll do another longer row here. Now we're going to go with the large turquoise dot above that. And that takes us to the edge of our border. So then we'll start thinking about the swipes that we're going to put down around to add to our design as well. So get a good amount here. Alright, I'm going to make sure to lay it flat here for some swipes, but I'm going to go with that espresso again, just because any opportunity I have to use extra metallics, why not, right? And it's time for the sand anyway, because we had sea, sand, sea, sand, sea. And then it connects right into our shiny metallic dot down at the bottom. So it's a long swipe, so get a lot of paint. Oh, that's something I didn't say was the size of the stone. I'll have to put that in the description because that would be helpful. So like I have said in the past, but if you haven't seen my videos, you probably haven't heard it. So swoosh, swish, swipe, all these sound really fast. Take your time. Make sure, especially if you're doing a long swipe like this, get a good amount of paint on your brush or on the tool so that you don't have to constantly be coming back to lengthen it. And then just get a good amount to start and drag it on through. If you're using dotting tools, I have one of the videos where I show how you can really extend your dot drag by using the smaller ends of your tool. I can post that in the links as well. I should remember to do that. But there, so that's our metallic sand. Next is going to be probably sea, but I think we'll do a dark to light progression. I think that would be best. So go back to the, do I want to do the dark last turquoise or this dark turquoise? I think I'm gonna go with the greenish dark turquoise instead of the bluish one. And we'll start right up on the edge here next to that one. And then drag it down in to meet the metallic dot as well. So I'm also pushing down if you're gonna try brushes and you're gonna do the swipes. I'm getting a huge amount, but I'm pushing down harder at the beginning. And then as I come around, I'm just kind of letting up on the brush so that it makes that smaller tail look at the end. Here. So I think I'm gonna do the light mocha next for one more swipe. But then I'm debating putting some going the other direction, just to put a little spin on the design. No pun intended. Just to change it up a little bit. So light mocha. Let's try that. Okay. I think alright, so after some consideration, I decided I'm going to go with some blues and go follow the swipes but with dots. And so this one is a night sky color. Then I have Copenhagen, which is also a DecoArt color. And Coastal Blue. Then I have a Tropical Blue. Just a little bit lighter than the Coastal Blue. I'm just working my way up to lighter colors. Okay, we had another little goop here, which happens sometimes in the paint. I'm going to pretend to put one there like I would have, and then just continue on and leave that spot open for another one so I don't have to sit here waiting, watching paint dry. The next color is Island Blue. And then I have a cool blue, which is just a little bit lighter. Okay, and now I think I'm going to go back to my sand colors and do the last few rows of dots with the colors for the sand. So the espresso, the rich espresso metallic. And then we'll do the cocoa, I think it was. Cocoa, yeah. And then the light mocha. And then some white. There you have your sand and sea spiral. Now you could also add top dots and highlights if you wanted, but that's the basics of that design. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up on the video, and if you're looking for my other videos, obviously you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and get notifications of every time I put a new video out. Also, if you want to become a part of my Patreon community, as I said earlier, then the link will be posted in the description, because the videos that I create now go out to those people in that community first. And yeah, if you're looking for other places to see my art, I'm on Instagram and on Facebook. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed painting this today, and I hope you have a great day. Happy painting!